powerful, kind responses. Even when I thought something was stupid, I said, well, let's look at this another way. Okay, nothing stupid, but you know what I mean. I'm like, oh my gosh, this is the craziest harebrained idea. That means he grew up with that, and now he listens to me and is so encouraging. And I feel like I have that. I don't want to say parental figure, but that relationship with somebody in my family finally, because it's not my brother, it's not my mom, with my son that I had wanted as a young girl. So I don't know if that makes sense, but I was trying to frame it like, it's almost like a role reversal in a sense where I really am glad he listens and provides sound feedback.
Woo! Absolutely love that. So we've heard grandmothers, we've heard leaders, we've heard moms, we've heard son. I love hearing the diversity and the gratitude this morning. Who else? Think about someone who's listened to you in the past. I'm so grateful to hear these stories. I would love to know who is someone that you're grateful for that has listened to you in the past. Floor's open.
Hey, how after who was speaking.
You have the floor, Stacey. Go for it.
Fantastic. Good morning, Health. This is amazing. Yes, I am grateful for first my great grandmother. She was just a phenomenal woman, walking and would listen and even ask me questions so that it would encourage me to think and process the things that I was speaking of. And then my dad, who is my great grandmother's grandson, my dad has walked with me through my recovery process and listened to me and also explained to me what they experienced, which has given me just an insight and an understanding that has been so tremendous in regards to life and the unexpected and navigating. And then my daughter, who is 26 years old, but just a ball of wisdom, has faced things in her age that I had not yet faced at the time that I was her age. So just grateful for the gift of the three of them. Thank you for allowing me to share.
Woo! Absolutely love that. Your great grandmother. Oh, I loved how you weave that story and also your daughter. Man, that's a beautiful thing, Stacey. I'm really truly to hear. I'm grateful to hear that. Like that really just, man, there's something about speaking people's name in gratitude, you all. It really does matter. It actually does something hormonally that benefits us. You get a release of endorphins, you get a release of that feel good, that satisfaction, type of hormonal response. So I hope you guys don't ever think that gratitude is a waste of time. It's good for your immune system. So I'm intentional about anything that I do when it comes down to BWC because I absolutely love this community and I'm so grateful for every single family that's represented here and everybody that's connected to every person that's here. We are a network of people. We're interconnected, y'all. And I just think that if we could understand how many tools and resources and healing agents that we have that we could put into practice today, if we would just start with some gratitude. That's what I love about Glenn Lundy's Morning Five. Like, gratitude is key, you guys. It is a gift that will give beyond the obvious thing that you're thinking with your conscious mind. Subconsciously, this is benefiting your body from a hormonal standpoint. So I really hope that you guys will take this practice to heart. Even if you're not on stage, you could drop it in the chat. Someone that listened to you in the past that you're grateful for. Or maybe you just want to celebrate Women's History Month with us. Maybe you could think of a woman that you're grateful for. Drop that in the chat. Let's get that gratitude flowing. I'll have time for a few more before I get into this discussion. Who'd like to share next? Someone in the past that you're grateful for that listened to you.
Morning, Health. Good morning. Good morning. So I'm going to say T.M. Hyman because he has listened to me. He has allowed me to process, and he lets me listen back. He lets me reflect off of my words, and he allows me to hear myself. So I'm going to say him. I'm going to say TM Hyman.
Woo! Shout out to TM Hyman. What a powerful segment and what a powerful human that is really truly poured into this community and into our lives. So I second that, Trisha. I absolutely second that motion. So, guys, I'm filling in for Amelia Antonetti, my favorite clubhouse human. I'm so delighted for this opportunity to actually stir this shit from 7 to 7:30 this morning, you all. And we are talking about listen, learn, and love. We're starting with gratitude. And I love what Trisha just brought up. T.M. Hyman, a champion that just poured into us. He actually listens. There are a lot of experts, people who are at the top of their game or people who are really out here crushing it and impacting lives that don't like to listen. I've worked with my fair share. There are a lot that I've seen and observed in their homes and with their families. They don't listen. No one can tell them anything. There's some people that have crashed and burned, and I wasn't surprised because I don't think that you can maintain a certain degree of success if you're not unwilling to listen. And that's why I'm grateful that Susie started this book with listen. I have time for another share. Who'd like to shout out in gratitude someone that they're grateful for that listened to them?
Hey, it's Dr. PJ. I want to shout out Alexander. Haven't seen him in a while, but back when my brother was going through the process for a heart transplant, he was very instrumental in giving me space on the stage as well as listening and offering prayer for my brother. So, Alexander, big shout out to Alexander.
Woo!
Can I ask y'all to pray for me? Can I ask y'all to pray for me?
What? I'm sorry, I couldn't. I heard something. Let me go down the screen. Who's that?
This is Billy.
Morning, Billy.
I
Absolutely.
want y'all to pray for me, man, because
Absolutely.
I'm about to crash out, and I
Absolutely.
don't want to.
Absolutely. We can do that right now.
Like,
We can do it right now,
I
Billy.
got a good life, man, but I don't give a shit about this. You know, and I see the impact that I'm having on my wife, on my children. Like today, my wife went to work, took my son to school. My daughter's going to daycare. And you know what I'm doing right now? At 7 o'clock in the morning, drinking beer. And I'm saying to myself, why am I doing this?
Well, Billy, you said that you'd like us to pray for you?
Yes, ma'am.
All right.
Yes, ma'am.
I was seeing if there's somebody here who'd like. Pastor Jeff is usually pretty good at that in health. I see if you wanted to go ahead, but I just wanted to see if somebody wanted to volunteer to do that.
Pastor Jeff, if you'd like to kick us off with the prayer.
Absolutely. Father, here we are. You hear our petition. You heard Billy. You know his heart. You know what he's going through, and you know the answers to the questions that have not been answered. And we pray now as a community, coming together, recognizing that where two or three are gathered in your name, that you're there also. And so Billy has taken the first step, and he's asked for help. And so we're asking you to intervene, encourage him where it needs to be encouraged, answer the questions that he needs answered, give him the strength to continue on, give him the willpower and the know-how to overcome those limiting beliefs, to overcome those things that are not good for him. And as we heard earlier today from Donato, help him to listen to that second voice. Help him to listen to the second voice. Those things that he knows to do good, give him the strength to do it. That which he knows is detrimental to himself, to his health, to his family, to his children. Give him the strength to leave those things alone and do what we can't do and what no words can do. We ask you now to touch the very heart, his very soul. But you've called him for a purpose. Don't let him check out before that's completed. In the name of Ben Yahweh, Yeshua, Jesus Christ. So it's been declared in the earth realm, released to the spiritual realm. We're expecting you, God, to manifest it back in Billy's life in the earth realm. Amen.
Amen. Amen. Thank you so much, Pastor Jeff, for that prayer. We needed that. I listened. I joined in agreement with it. Thank you for that intercession. Thank you for your service. Thank you for that love. And I pray our brother Billy was blessed by that. And I'm so, so grateful for every single person on the stage who actually took the time to listen. Trisha, I see you. Go for it, sis.
Good morning, everyone. Hey, Billy, good morning. I appreciate you asking for prayer. I also appreciate your story, and I'm going to ask you to reach out to the people that you know can assist you. I know you know who they are. I know that you know who they are. I want you to go, and I want you to reach out to those people because you know the strength, you know the story, you know where you need to go at this point. So I'm going to ask you to reach out to those people like you're reaching out to us right now. Take the time to save yourself.
No. Like I don't like to bother nobody.
You're not bothering anybody. You're not bothering anybody. You're taking the time to save yourself, and I appreciate you for that. I want you to pull on your strengths.
I think that's great, Trisha, because we are not counselors. This is, Trisha has had experience in dealing with substance abuse. Billy, I heard you say you were drinking early, so she is somebody who knows. And if you have a sponsor or a community, the prayer is heartfelt, and I hope you receive that. But we have a segment here we're doing. We support you. We're glad you reached out, but reaching out to somebody who can truly assist you in the proper, right way is really what's best in the moment.
I don't have nobody. All I got is my family, and I just take care of business. Like, and then when I get into my I think about my past, and all the evil things that I did. It's confusing, man.
Hey, Billy. I know someone who just went through something like what you're doing right now. And I'm going to tell you, you have a wife, you said. He did leaned on his wife, trusted his wife so much, and just humbly said to her, I need a 5-day reset. Came back from that 5-day reset, saying exactly what you're saying, stuff from the past. So I just, I'm going to ask you to go to the woman who helped grow your family with you, make a baby with you, because you're both responsible for that beautiful life you created. I'm going to ask you to do what courageous thing he did. Just trust her and say, babe, I need a 5-day reset. Take a 5-day reset.
But I tried, right? Like that's why I got on this platform. Like, I don't even know what this platform is. And I was like, when I got on this, I was like, yo, man, at least I could talk. Maybe somebody will listen to me. Because
well, we hear you. No. And we're not near you, so I can't take your hand and help you.
I don't need nobody's hand. Like,
we all do, Billy.
My friend, you're reaching out. We got you.
Yeah, we all do. And that's what today's segment is about, is listen. That's what the text of the subject, that's what we were actually talking about. It's a powerful book that we're going to actually discuss tonight, Billy, at 8:00. And I invite you to come back. And the first concept that I was getting ready to delve into was the power of listening. So that was what my subject and my, topic was going to be, on that power of listening. And so this was perfect timing. And I don't believe it was by chance that you happened to come at this moment in time. And I'm certain that they're going to put some resources there, but we all need a hand. None of us are an island unto ourselves. And that's what I started the segment stating, that we're our interdependence. Like there's absolutely no way we can get to the point of realizing our maximum potential and being all that we could possibly be without someone's hand in our hand, whether it's a hand going forward, but also one of our hands pulling someone, along as well. Like we're all beneficiaries of someone taking our hand in the past, as well as to get to that future point. So I'm so, so very grateful. And hopefully you'll check out some of the resources that Trisha put in to the chat right now. But I really want to make sure that I salvage these last 8 minutes that I have and really help us to unpack a little this concept of listening. And I have a question for every single person on this stage right now. I really want to ask you, do you listen to listen, or do we listen to be polite? Because I know that I found myself in the past at times, I can honestly admit this, that I've listened at times to be polite because that's something that my grandmother, put in me. But there are times that I finally had to realize, like, I got to listen to really hear another point of view, hear and see from another perspective. I can't do it if I'm not willing to listen to the other person. I want to make sure that whenever I'm engaging, especially on this stage, that I'm listening to listen, not just listening to be polite. You know how we say we listen and we're just sitting there waiting our turn, but everything that the person is saying is bouncing off our ears. We're not listening to hear their point of view. We're not listening to actually gleaning information, or to even, possibly consider another thought or way of doing or going about something, or the possibility of learning something. Yes, I love what Stacy put in the chat, that listening to gain more understanding. Or are we listening and just because our grandmothers or our mothers or our fathers or our uncles or our family members or our caretakers told us that's the polite thing to do? That's what I love that Susie really truly addresses in this book, you guys, because it impacts every single relationship in our lives, whether it be in business, whether it be in family, your career, your community service, anybody that you come in contact with. Listening. I love the stair steps that she put, even in how the title is laid out. And that's why I put that link at the top, because I really think this book can also bless some young people. And Trisha is one of our board members, and she could attest to you guys. And many of you guys have seen what we do in Books in the Hood. This is why I understand that books can truly change a young person's life. This is why I continue to push the opportunity that we can bless a champion while also blessing children by gifting them this book. Listening can change lives. Listening. There was a situation that happened yesterday that really cut into some of my work time. There was a situation that was arising, and these two young folks, they were possibly, not even possibly, they had already pulled guns on one another. Literally, I'm talking about in plain view of me. But one of them was willing to listen to what I had to say. Listening saved two families. Listening just saved, the possibility of these two fathers literally no longer being here, let alone possibly being locked up. Two families going to war, two families retaliating. There's a power in listening to listen. What was clear to them was that I was listening for understanding and really truly to understand their perspective, not listening to just be polite. So I really hope that we can embrace, there's a topic in here that she put under that chapter where she talked about many people committing a suicide. Oh, that was deep. I said it. ASSUMICIDE. Assuming you know what they thinking, assuming that you know and understand what a person's thoughts are and everything that they're going through. It's called a suicide. Think about that. A suicide. How many people have committed a suicide in their relationships? How many people have killed their business, have killed their finances because of a suicide? How many people have killed their relationships with their kids because of a suicide? Man, I'm telling y'all, I highly recommend you take the time. Invest in yourself by investing in this book. Listen, learn, and love. Listen, I'm going to continue to unpack this later tonight in BWC in our book room at 8 o'clock. But I want us to really take a moment and reflect on that. Do you listen to listen? Do you listen to be polite? Do you listen to understand? Do you listen to really truly hear the other person? Do you listen for real, as young folks would say? Listen, do you listen to your doctor, or are you too busy spewing out facts from Dr. Google? See, because I understand that there are some tools that are there, and a lot of us have demonized physicians. And there are some really good people in healthcare out there. There are some really good people if we would be willing to take the time to listen. I call Tuesday my tea day. And see, there's a tea that's out there that can actually help our immune systems. There's a tea that's out there. A lot of people are running for Manjaro and all these other things. But do you realize that there's a tea that's out there and available that could help stimulate GLP-1 if you're someone that has an issue with overeating, or you want to slow the process of that feeling fuller longer? And it's called yerba mate. And there are lots of information that's out there about it. The NIH has studied it. But are you willing to listen to someone else who studied something? Are you willing to listen to natural approaches that could be beneficial to people that's in your life? Listen, are you willing to listen to understand that you need to be doing things daily for your immune health? Listen, you're here for a purpose and on purpose. Do you listen? Like for real, for real. Are you willing to listen in your health? So I want to open the floor, and I would love to know what's come up for you guys with what we've talked about so far. Listen. Do we listen? Go for it.
Greetings. Grand rising, everyone. How you loving? This is Najami. So I just want to say very quickly and succinctly to Brother Billy. I was trying to type it in the chat that everything happens in our lives for a season and a reason. And I'm here lying in my bed thinking that because my body's going through a reset, actually, physically. Not sick, but just I need to tweak certain things. And I've been through many storms, and I've been through situations in my life where I've used substances to kind of cope. So, Billy, I want to say that while you're in this storm of your life, you are listening to your divine higher power, your spirit, because you reached out to this room, and here you got a prayer. And while you're going through this storm, my brother, you're already forgiven for your past experiences or what the journey, the stories in your life. You've already been forgiven for them. You have to forgive yourself. And by forgiving yourself is one day at a time. It's not just happens like snapping your fingers. But you'd seek counsel, which you are here. You're seeking wise counsel from also others in your community, and utilize that and tap into that. And write out, perhaps also to get it out from your heart to your head, and on paper, write out what it is that the negative side, draw a line in the middle, write down all these things that are stirring you. And on the other part, positivity-wise, write how you can deal with that situation. What lessons did you learn from those experiences that you've been through? Because your story can be a book. Your story can be a guiding post to help somebody else who's going through something like what you're going through right now. So everything that has happening is for a season and for a reason. Don't be so hard on yourself. Yes, forgive yourself one day at a time. Embrace all that you are, all that you're not, and all that you can be. And this conversation is great about listening to understand, and also not just to be understood. I love listening to all the rooms, actually, because I listen to grow and to see how I can become a better spiritual being having a human experience. So you're good, in the right space, and thank you for allowing me to share. Peace.
Absolutely, Najami. I love that pour in that you just did. Listen, that's the only way to really truly help the world and help healing come about is that, power of listening. Trisha, I'm sure, can attest to that. Some of your best healthcare workers are, it takes listening. I really truly think that you cannot be great and you really truly can't help people and help people's body to heal itself if you're unwilling to listen. So thank you so much, Najami, for, pouring in. And thank you all for all of the tips and all of the things that you said. Marilyn, do I have like 2 minutes or so that I can take this next year with Stacy? Because I really
Time.
Okay, perfect. Thank you guys, because I really wanted to bring it all home. Stacy, go for it.
Thank you. When you said you really can't help unless you take the time to listen, I just want to testify to that truth. After my after my first brain surgery, I was being transferred from the ICU to the inpatient rehab. And when I arrived at the inpatient rehab, the nurses and the staff they would ask the question, "How are you doing?" And I told them, I said, "Something's off." And they would say, "Oh yeah, that's normal." And I said, "No, something feels off." And so they dismissed me repeatedly, so much so that I got frustrated in the sense of I thought, I'm just not going to say anything. And one lady even said, "Well, have you ever had brain surgery before?" And I said, "Well, obviously not." But I know when something's off. And so I decided to be silent for a period of time. But then came a lady who asked me how I was doing. Mary Pat, I'll never forget her name. And I said, "Do you really want to know?" And she said, "Yes, please." So I then told her something feels off. She paid attention, and by the grace of God, there was a nurse working overtime who was trained in neural brain trauma. And so she and Mary Pat partnered to identify that there actually was an infection that was rare that I ended up having to go back on Mother's Day to have emergency surgery. So it is imperative to listen, to understand. Thank you for allowing me to share.
Absolutely. Listen, Stacy, I know firsthand the power of having someone be present in the room that was willing to listen. So, some of you may know, like, that was part of the reason I, relocated back home to Miami was because of the situation that happened with my granddaughter. And I know that when I went to the ER with her, by the time they finally saw us, she had come to. So everything seemed normal. I understand the protocols that they go through and test. The doctor, he took the time to actually listen. He's just like, "I don't like the numbers that you told me." And the nurse was like, "Oh, well, he's probably gonna just, dismiss you guys and discharge her and send her right back home." But when he came back the second time and to ask me some more questions, there was another nurse that was there, and I believe she was in training because it was a young lady. They were trying to get a line. No, they were actually trying to run some tests that he had ordered just out of precaution. And so he asked me the questions again. And this young lady listens. And when they stepped just outside position, and she's like, "It just doesn't add up. That amount of time is saying like we may be missing something, and there may be something neurologically that's happening with this child, with this, toddler here." And I'm so grateful that this nurse had the confidence to actually speak up by what she listened to with what I said, because it got through to the physician. And honestly, it probably saved my granddaughter's life. And this is why, I love that Susie's book. And I really hope that we can all tap in and support her book and, support the BWC book room today, because there's such a power in listening. A life can be saved through listening. We don't all know it all. We don't have all the answers. Listen, we are interconnected. God designed us that way. We are meant to be interdependent. We are not an island unto ourselves. And I love that Susie said that. Listen, that Oprah quote that she starts the book, out with, which is, there are lots of people when you're riding high, when everything's going, according to plan. But when that limo breaks down, Who's willing to get in that car with you? Who's willing to listen and love you enough to stay with you? And do you love others enough to not commit a suicide? Are you willing to listen so that you don't commit a suicide on your children, on your loved ones, on your business, on your colleagues, on whatever the vision is that you have for your life? Stop committing a suicide. Listen, this is a powerful book by our champion, Susie Miller. I highly recommend you guys will consider, ordering this book and ordering a copy and sending it to us at Books in the Hood. Our address is in the chat. Thank you guys so very much. And I'm grateful for this opportunity. This was a little teaser to our discussion tonight. Listen, learn, love, a powerful book by champion Susie Miller. Marilyn, over to you. Woo! Thank you guys.
Well, I will pass the mic to Trisha Rue. Thanks, Health, for highlighting Susie. I will try and get into the book room tonight. I can't make any promises, but I definitely will try. And if you want to drop the link into the book room into the chat, I just thought of that. So, Trisha, over to you. Good morning.
Good morning. So, Health, I just want to say thank you so very much, and thank you for allowing me to be a part of your board. Books in the Hood has been bringing such great information to children that you have been serving for so long now. For those of you that don't know, Health takes hours and hours out of her day lugging books all over the state of Florida and all over South Carolina. When she goes there with us in South Carolina with Christina's event, and I have seen children with big smiles on their faces that get to pick up books. They look and they say, "Really? Can I have it?" That's